Hi everyone, welcome to Mrs. Brunk's Radio Alouds. I'm Mrs. Brunk. Today we'll be reading a story that reminds us even whenever we fall and make mistakes that it's important to get back up again. Now if you haven't already watched the video where I teach you the signs for some feeling words, so go ahead and watch that video now. The link is down below in the description. Today's story is called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again by Santat. It's important that you remember while we're reading the story that it's based off of the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. Raise your hand if you've ever heard the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. I know I have. Now, if you remember the nursery rhyme, say it along with me, and if not, I hope you enjoy it. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. So while we read, we're going to think back to that nursery rhyme. The story's called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. Let's take a look at the cover. What do you see? Yeah, just like in our nursery rhyme, we see Humpty Dumpty sitting on a wall. Oh no, what's happening to Humpty Dumpty on this page? Yeah, he's falling off the wall. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. And grand's just a word for, like, it sounds a little big, and it really wasn't. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. So what do you see on the wall now instead of Humpty Dumpty? Yeah, a bird. And what's falling off of the wall? Those are binoculars. What do you think he was looking at with his binoculars? That's an interesting prediction. So let's think back to our nursery rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. We saw that picture. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. We saw that picture. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Okay, let's see if we hear that part of the nursery rhyme in our story. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Oh wait, I thought in the nursery rhyme it said they couldn't put him back together. But here I see Humpty Dumpty walking out of King's County Hospital. And he looks like he's in one piece. Wonder what that means. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. Oh, look, where's Humpty Dumpty sleeping? Yeah, on the floor. Why do you think he's sleeping on the floor? Yeah, because he's afraid to climb to the top of his bed. But look at all the cool things up in his bed. I see pictures of birds, and over on the wall there's a sign. It says, famous bird watcher claims top prize. So let's think back. What do you think Humpty Dumpty was doing on the wall with his binoculars? That's a good prediction. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from doing some of my favorite things. Oh, and here we see Humpty Dumpty in the grocery store doing some shopping. Look at all the yummy cereals he could buy. Rainbow Bites, Crunch Tiger. Those look delicious and bright and beautiful. Oh, wait. But he's afraid of heights. So now he just has to get one of those boring cereals on the bottom shelf, like maybe Bland or Fiber Flakes. Looks like he picked out Bow Rings. Would you like to eat a cereal called Bow Rings? It sounds like boring. Do you like that cereal? Me neither. I walked past that wall every day and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. So how does Humpty Dumpty feel whenever he walks past that wall and thinks about climbing it? Yeah, he feels scared about climbing it. I eventually settled from watching the birds on the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. So how do you think he feels about watching the birds on the ground? Yeah, maybe he feels sad. Maybe he's a little bored. Then, one day, an idea flew by. What is that? Yeah, that's a paper airplane. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying. Oh, look, on one page, he looks like he's getting a little angry. Now his head's down, maybe he's bored of trying so hard. Until I got it just right. Wow, look at that paper airplane. He even decorated it to look just like a bird. So cool. Have you ever made a paper airplane before? That's awesome. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt this happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. And look at his paper airplane soar with the birds. It's amazing. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Look at Humpty Dumpty's face. How do you think he's feeling right now? Yeah, scared. They always do. Where did his paper airplane land? That's right, on top of the wall. What do you think Humpty Dumpty will do? Let's find out. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. Wow, what a brave decision. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. Look at Humpty Dumpty looking down. Are you afraid of anything? Oh, wow. Yeah, that is pretty scary. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. And here we see Humpty Dumpty's determined hand reaching for the next part of the ladder. Until I was no longer afraid. He was feeling brave. That's awesome. Go Humpty. Maybe now you won't think of me as the egg who was famous for falling. Crack, crack. Oh no! Humpty Dumpty's egg is cracking. What's that I see? What's coming out of his egg? Yeah! Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And learn how to fly. What happened to Humpty Dumpty? That's right, his egg hatched and he's flying. He's a bird now. That's amazing. Life begins when you get back up. This story is an amazing story to read because it reminds us, even whenever we make mistakes and we're scared, that it's important that we be brave and we try again. For example, we read that Humpty Dumpty was scared because he fell off of the wall. But he was brave and he got back up again, and because he did that, his egg hatched and he was able to soar with the birds. If he didn't decide to be brave and conquer his fears, then he might not have hatched his egg and he might not have been able to fly with the birds. Which brings us to our question of the day today, which is, how are you brave? For example, I might say that I'm brave by making some videos because I'm nervous that people won't like them. So I want you to think about your question of the day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much for reading with me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye.